Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Compx number D8031 in a 108 keyway in a black finish. That 19 in the part number means black. The 108's the keyway, and then the D8031 is the lock, and I have it removed from the package, and let's go over it now. Here's the business end of the unit. It's a great lock. It really is. Weighs about 0.6 of a pound, a little bit more than that actually with all of its component pieces. When it comes from the factory, it's set to just zeros in terms of the combination, which will allow you to depress the pin. If I change that combination to anything, I can no longer depress it. And what happens when you when you depress that and it's in an unlocked state, it will retract the retaining bolt that's back here that you can see move. Okay, before we talk about the operation and then finally the changing of the code, let's go over the pieces part by part. Let's throw a tape measure on everything as we go through it. So the overall length of the body okay, it's about 2 3/8. Overall height of the body, about 1 7/16 inches. Overall projection, about 1 1/8 inches. This is the model that's compatible with the 8031 is compatible with material thicknesses up to 1 1/8 inches thick, forgive me, which will have a cylinder length of 1 3/8 inches, and is generally kept in stock by us in 3 different keyways, and then a keyed different version. So let's say you needed 4 of them keyed alike. That's no problem. You just order the 108, the 120, or the 124 keyway. Or if you needed 4 locks in them to be all keyed different, you could order the KD. Or if you needed 5 keyed alike and then 2 keyed separately but alike, and you get the idea. You can mix those 4 up to pretty much make lots of combinations. And the fact that there is an available master key is also crucial because it is indeed available. We'll go over that in a moment. So we've got the lock body here. Okay, proper combination allows you to unlock it, rotate the entire item. Now let's go with the cylinder body next. Here it is. That will fit onto the back of the stem. It's got a couple of notches cut in it here and here. Those obviously are going to lock down onto that pin, the bolt that's retracted. That's what allows you to rotate when it's unlocked, and then of course relocking it. Okay, and I'm depressing the pin as I move that back and forth. Okay, so you've got your cylinder body. Let's put a tape measure on that. They say that the cylinder length is 1 3/8 inches. Indeed it is. Okay. Continuing to move our way back, you're going to have this trim piece that will go on the back side to close all of that off. That's shown there. Okay. Keep everything in a cleaned, finish-off look, should that be important, and certainly it would. You'd use that regardless, really. Now, continuing to work our way back, we're going to have the wood tanged washer that is going to fit over the cylinder body. Those prongs are obviously going to seat into a wood backer. You'll have a couple of holes there that are drilled and countersunk for the 2 tiny screws that are included, and there are 2 of them that will get that held down. Okay. You are then, and I'm trying to work our way down through the body as well. You will then have a cylinder nut that will go down on to keep everything locked down and tight. Okay. Now we get down to pretty much the last components of the entire unit, and that would be the 3 different tail pieces that are included, along with the nut that goes on to the back side of the stem, of the threaded stem of the lock, and that's what will hold the cylinder body down into its installation. Now, let's go over the tail pieces themselves. Obviously, the straight one, let's go from the center line of the hole. Well, we'll go both. Overall length is about 2 1/4. Center line down is about 1 7/8, and obviously that's just flat. Okay. You'll have a slight offset one. Overall length, again, about 2 1/4. At center line is about 1 7/8. The offset portion, and obviously you can install it this way or this way, okay, however it needs to be done. From an outside dimension down to the back side, you can see that that is about 5/16 of an inch. It's going to alternately, let me give you an idea of the actual offset, which will be half of the thickness. Thickness is 1.15, let's just say 1.1. And then, of course, the actual offset, 1.1 is 0.55. So your offset is going to be 0.218 plus 0.55, so 0.73. 0.273 would be your total kind of offset if we were judging that. From the center line of the item, you know, if we were taking half of the material thickness, okay? Now, you have a larger one, and finally, again, same scenario, install it this way or this way, depending on how thick your material and the construction of your material. That offset about 0.65 inch is the offset of that, about 0.65 inch. Again, it's going to have the same overall length. The width of these I didn't tell you. Let me tell you what that is now. Okay, about 9/16. Same center line, etc. And then, once you have all of that installed, or you have the proper tail piece selected, you will put that on to the square feature on the back side of the unit. Then you're going to bring, finally, your nut. Obviously, tighten it down. And at that point, you'll have a completed installation. Okay, now everything is secure onto the unit. You have a functioning lock, except for the pieces that are just simply loose because they're not actually installed. Okay. Last but not least, your keys. Now the keys are crucial, not only to lock and unlock the unit, so that you can actually freely rotate it. What you're doing is, when you are taking the cylinder and you're turning the key, you're retracting the locking bolt so that you can literally remove the key and then just operate it quite freely. Okay, where that is just always going to lock and unlock just by turning the lock, until such a time when you physically relock it. Okay, then it's locked. Then you will only operate this by pushing the button down. I'm going to push it down. Then you can freely rotate it at that point. Okay, now moving forward, we have a complete functioning lock, no problem. When it comes from the factory, it's going to be set to the default code at all zeros. Leave it to that, change it to that. Doesn't really matter to me necessarily, but I don't know why you'd leave it. That's the factory default code. Changing the code is incredibly simple. However, to change the code, you must have two things. Okay, those two things you must have is you must know the existing code. Without it, you can't change it. You must also be in possession of the original or a working key blank of it. You need both. Here's why. When that code is not correct, obviously you can't depress the pin to unlock the lock. You can use, of course, the key to operate it, but that only works in a keyed scenario. You can't use the combination if you don't know the combination. You can still lock and unlock it with your key, but that defeats the purpose of it because it's then just a cam lock at that point. To change the code is simple. Insert the key. It'll go in vertically. Turn it to the horizontal, however you need to turn it, clockwise or counterclockwise. You will hear it, and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it by the microphone so you can hear it snap. That's the snap you're listening for. Remove the key. When it's horizontal, you can then change the combination. Insert just a typical small paper clip and push it straight all the way through. It will encounter some spring resistance. And you can see that I'm encountering that. Hold it depressed. Hold it depressed and change a value or all the values. Now I've got it set to the value 1000. The very next thing you have to do, don't do anything except insert the key, turn it to the vertical, pull it out. I'm going to put the combination back to all zeros. It will not depress. When I change that 1 to 1, works splendidly. And that's how you go about doing this. Because this is going to a client, I am going to set it back to the factory default so that they're not pulling their hair out wondering what happened. Because they wouldn't know both of the pieces of knowledge necessary to change the combination at that point. So we're good. All back to zeros. Great quality lock. Okay, now access the lock by combination or with a twist of the lock when it's unlocked with the key. Replaces any standard cam lock to get instant keyless access. All of the locks that are provided from Compx do come master key. So you can purchase a master key. The scenario would be as if you had top level management, they all had their one keyway. You had middle management, let's say, their different keyway. Then you had payroll, and it was on a KD version. That would make sense. So no one could go there with that key. The owner can have the master and work everything. So that's the scenario there. 10,000 possible code combinations. That's just the result of 4 chambers. That material thickness we mentioned earlier, max 7/8. Pardon me, that's incorrect. Max, they say 5/8 is the max material thickness, but this will work on 3/4 inch thick doors. And we can, prove that by just looking at the tape measure to the back side of the cylinder. So you're going to be able to work on 3/4 inch thick material easily. Okay. Combinations are secure. Code can only be changed when you have the proper key and the correct combination. There is a video below this. It's about a 1-minute video that shows you how to do it. It's super simple. Heavy duty die cast construction. 100% mechanical, no batteries. Nothing to fail electrically. Available in a variety of different keying combinations on special order from Compx. They will provide these keyed however you ultimately need them on special order, which is one of the reasons that I'm quite partial to Compx. It's because their ability to provide exactly what the client is looking for. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the Compx products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. The name Compx is synonymous with high-quality cam locks, and then also locks that you'll see on multi-drawer filing cabinets so that you can lock that system down, that you can operate the shelves independently and safely of each other. You don't want to pull out the top shelf when you've got other ones that are already open, tipping the gravity over and knocking it, having it come down on you. Anti-tip system they've got for those systems as well. I'm partial to them because of that quality, but also, and frankly, more so because of their technical support and customer service. Every time I call, I get an answer immediately correct from the person who answers the phone, and that's asking a lot, but they are just tremendous, not only in their bedside manner, but in the training and skill and knowledge that the people there have, and I'm grateful for it. If you have any questions on the Compx, this is the part number 8031 in a 108 keyway in a black finish, or any other Compx product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.